review for you guys. Auditions part 1. So let me go ahead and get my notes on here. Okay. So Baddies Caribbean part 1. It starts off with girls waiting in line, to get inside so they can audition and things like that. So the girls is twerking. Slim from Baddies South says she wanted to catch a fade with Natalie. And I did make a comment here. I said it looked like she was in some stripper outfits. She honestly, Slim was really pretty to me. I don't know. She seemed like she was really falling on hard times type of thing. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I'm really kind of concerned. Like, she didn't look like herself. I don't know. It was a little bit concerning for me. So, who they had at the first step before you could get to Natalie Nunn. So, you have to get, okay, so there's 2 steps, right? They have, well, 3. You're waiting in line, right? You're getting interviewed by Janisa, Bobby, and even Nene Leakes. Nene didn't really have a big part, so I'm hoping maybe in the second auditions that we get to see more of Nene asking questions and things like that. But Bobby and Janisa were the main ones that were like asking the girls questions. And let's be real, Bobby is more, he's perfect for the opportunity because he just has a personality and he's very outgoing. He was asking really good questions to the girls that was in line and things like that. And they seem to really like Bobby. So I think he needs to, stick around as Zeus and things like that because I really appreciate him. Now, I do want to say something about Janisha. I think this is the only time that Janisa really gets to shine because let's be real, she is a horrible host when it comes to the reunion. And the only reason why I say she's a horrible host is because all the girls do is yell and fight during the reunions. I've been complaining about this for a very, very long time. Like, it doesn't give her an opportunity to actually, show her skills or even sharpen her skills because she's barely talking, you know? So, but when it comes to the auditions, she seems to be like really liking it and she really gets to be in her zone and things like that. So I really wish Lamel would actually give her something she really, really could do because if she's really truly happy for that and like being a host and that's all she gets to do, I guess. But if that's something she's really passionate about, I would be, why am my nose itching? I would be a little bit concerned as to why, you don't give me opportunities to really like shine and things like that. So, but I also be feeling like that's by design too, if we being 100. If I'm being 100 with you, I really feel like he don't want her to really shine that much because then she gonna get on and go on to better things. So, the first panel of judges, you have to go through Anna, Taseki, Mariah, Sapphire. Who else was on there? Biggie was up there. Okay. I did like, so I want to rewind back. So when the girls came out, like those girls came out, like when they pulled up in their black truck or whatever. I did like the fact that most of them seemed to be very nice and they were hugging the fans and things like that. I do want to know, Taseki was a little bit standoffish to me. Like she was saying hi, but like she didn't really want to touch them like that. But like Anna was like hugging them, Biggie was, like Sapphire was, like dapping them up and things like that. So I thought that was very interesting. But then again, Taseki could be one of those people, she don't like to hug people she don't know, and maybe she was thinking about safety and things like that. Because you do got to think about it. Sometimes these people do be coming to these auditions just to fight and things like that. They want to have their little 15 minutes of fame and, so you never know why. But I did point that out. I thought that was a little bit weird because my thing is you wouldn't be who you are if it wasn't for your fans. At least you could do is give somebody a hug, or whatever. But she did wave, so hey. It was really interesting. So somebody passed out and the friend said, like the friend put the person in a car or whatever with a trash bag. I guess the friend was too tore up. And she said, I didn't drive for 6 hours for no reason. People started fighting outside in the line. The auditions were also located in Miami, which I thought it was a little bit interesting. Well, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if your show, why is my nose itching? I'm sorry, guys. It's like nonstop. I swear I don't do drugs. It's really itchy. Um, if your show, if you're gonna be airing it in the Caribbean, why are you having girls audition in Miami? I honestly be feeling like the auditions, like maybe they be picking maybe one or two girls out of the auditions. Other than that, it's already people that is like social media influencers, past baddies. Past bad girls, things like that, people that's popping. It doesn't seem like they really in the space of putting people on. It seems like it's like like you need to have some kind of platform before you come onto the show. Otherwise, you're really not going to get on the show, or you kind of got to know somebody type of thing. Like Zeus isn't in the business of putting people on like that anymore. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like, most of the people, like, they are already influencers and things like that. So I did make a comment here. I said I don't understand why people go to auditions to fight before even getting in front of the judges. I never understood that. Like, why are you fighting in the line? Why are you fighting, once you get inside the building, why are you fighting in there? Like, if you're going to show, like, obviously the show they do be fighting and things like that, but why are you not doing that in front of the judges if that's all you have to show for? If like, you ain't got nothing else to show for, that's what you gonna show with your hands. Like, why are you doing that where that doesn't matter? I never understood that. Like, the people be doing that. So Natalie walks to the girls, I guess, to explain before they start bringing the girls back there. She explains the process. So she comes with Spice and she comes with Cynthia. Cynthia is so beautiful. Spices too. And she's just explaining, like, okay, what are you guys looking for? Like, this is what we want. They gotta go through you guys first before getting to us. I want you guys to bring baddies and everything like that. So they were asking the girls, what were they looking for, whatever. Scotty said she was looking for personality. Like, the girls need to have personality, and I like that. But to me, I feel like that's a contradiction because, Scotty, you don't have no personality. You low-key boring. Like, you starting, I guess, to break out of your shell or whatever, but you are boring. Like, let's be real. Like, you're not. It's kind of like, of all people, who should have said that was Biggie, because Biggie has the best personality. Biggie and Anna has the best personality. Mariah too, but I really like Biggie and Anna's because it seems more genuine. Like, Mariah just feels like she puts on, in a sense, like she has like pick me behavior. So that's how I feel about that. I just feel like something is crawling on my nose. That's why I keep itching it. Like, sorry, guys. I'm like making it red. You probably be like, oh my gosh, she does the snow. No, I don't. I do not. But it's starting to get red because I'm itching it. Okay. So, Cynthia said anyone Jamaican, they get to get a pass. They get to go forward. And Scotty wasn't really liking that. She was like, okay, we could give them a pass, but they still need to have personality. And Natalie low-key checked Scotty in front of her. We're not going to get into the whole Natalie and Scotty thing. I just feel like that's just such a toxic situation. Like, it's just, we don't even need to talk about that, to be honest. So, why is it itching? Okay. There was one girl in line Bobby was interviewing. She said she quit her job to be there. Girl, listen here, guys. Don't y'all ever, if you want to be on TV, I know that's I know that's like, if that's your passion and things like that, or whatever you want to do, don't quit your job for something, because don't quit your job until you know you got your next opportunity. And what I mean by that is, there's a difference between having an opportunity and actually having, oh my God, I'm sorry, and actually having, like, it's set in stone. Like, if she would have got her contract and things like that, then okay, quit your job, like trust in God, believe in God, but I also don't want to deter. Is that even a word? I also don't want to discourage people that actually quit their jobs and do their passion, because there are people that quit their jobs and do their passion and they're really successful. But I just thought, like, it's baddies. Like, girl, like, come on now. It's not like, I don't know. I just thought that was crazy. Antonio Brown baby mama, which I thought he only had, because he had a wife, right? Is he still married? Anyways, it was a black girl, whatever. She said she was his baby mama, and she was on there to put on because Antonio Brown or whatever. Now that makes more sense, since the baddies were around Kanye West and Kanye is close to Antonio Brown. That kind of makes sense. He could have pulled some strings to get her on there. But anyway, she said it was her time to shine or whatever. But she said that was his baby. That was her baby dad. So they were talking about, I did not like their comment when they had talked about, there was this one girl, this is her second time coming to audition. She was in a wheelchair or whatever. I think it was Scotty, little smart ass. She was like, what are we going to do with somebody in a wheelchair? Like, it was giving like really mean girl behavior. Like, first of all, y'all need to, do y'all not have like a diversity and equity, like inclusion department in Zeus? Like, y'all can't be saying that. I hope the handicapped people flame y'all for that, because that was dead wrong. I do get it though. Y'all do have club appearances. You do got stuff like that. It will make it very difficult, for someone that is impaired, disabled. But you cannot say that stuff out loud. Like, that was out of line. I don't know if it was definitely two girls, because I heard the mics and it was definitely a conversation they didn't really want us to hear, but I did catch it. I did hear it. And I was like, that was just me. I did make a comment here. I said some of the girls was a hot ass mess. And let me be very clear. I'm talking a lot of the girls that they were showing on this first episode, they were a hot mess, okay? I don't know what the heck they had on. Their hair wasn't together. My thing is, if you really auditioning for something, shouldn't you be dressed to impress? Like, nothing that they had on, like, there was a couple girls that had some really cute outfits. They had their hair together, things like that. It was really cute. And then it was like, the rest of them was just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then there was some mentally ill person that went on there too. We're not going to go in there. And I also made a comment here saying they was passing some people that didn't deserve a ticket, in my opinion. They was just giving tickets away. Taseki did say something though about the girl. So she did notice that, okay? So somebody that knew Biggie came. So this is the end of the episode. Somebody that knew Biggie came and checked Biggie and also threw a water bottle at Biggie, and then a brawl popped off. So the girls, the Anna, Biggie, Scotty, Sapphire, whatever, they all start fighting, and then you see security. So I guess we're going to see the end results of that next audition, okay? Oh, no, get out of here. I rebuke it. No Satan in here. I have to kick that person out. Oh, no. Yeah, so that was it. Now, here's my thoughts. Honestly, I don't understand. If you are doing Baddies Caribbean, I felt like the audition should have been in the Caribbean, whatever island you guys are going to do, right? I feel like they should have did that. Secondly, let's be real. They don't really be picking these girls like that on an auditions. They just be doing that for content. They don't really be wanting to pick these girls. Like I say, you got to be a social media influencer, or you are a previous cast member from the Bad Girls Club. That's what it seems like at this point, because they're not in a business of really putting on people that you don't really know. Almost all the girls that have been on the show, minus like the first two seasons, right? Well, the first season, it was like the OG Bad Girls. But then, like, they stopped. Honestly, I feel like after Krishan season, like, everybody else, like, they all been put on. They either know the people or they already are social media influencers. Like, I don't see any regular people that get put onto that show. And that to me is one of the things that kind of get on my nerves, because I'm just like, the Baddies is supposed to be a reboot of Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls Club, the girls, obviously there was always like one or two girls that was like in the Hollywood life and things like that. But most of the girls was like average Joe girls, you know? But I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's not an opportunity for those girls that get on Baddies. It's about what you do when you get off of the show, right? Like, turn it into a career type of thing, you know, turn it into a bag type of thing. But I did notice that with them, and I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, it works because I tune into it, right? It works, but I don't know. I just feel like there's enough, so like put some people on that don't really have a fan base, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be talking about you be getting the girls to the bag and things like that. Let's see if you really could get people to the bag. Like, put people on, you know, like, don't put people on that already have a following and things like that, you know. Like, have a couple people like that, but the majority of the cast, let's get some new people. Let's see who, if there's a breakout star and things like that. Because if we being real, who, like, out of all the baddies, like, let's be real. Out of all the baddies, all the seasons of baddies, right? Let's talk here. Let's talk. Let's really talk. Who were the breakout stars? The only major breakout star, you can't say Rolly was, because Rolly was a breakout star on Real Chance show. She bought her ass over the baddies, okay? She was not a breakout star. Krishan was the first breakout star that Zeus had for Baddies. She's the one that set Baddies off, because there were several seasons of Baddies before Krishan got on and it was flopping. So, Krishan was a breakout star. Stunner Girl was a breakout star. Gila, she was a lukewarm breakout star. If she would have came back another season, she really would have took off too. But she took off because she was already doing her own stuff, her fashion line, her spiritual stuff, and things like that. But Gila kind of but she already was in the industry, so you can't really count her like that. Stunner Girl too was kind of in the industry too, but she wasn't, you know, she was popping locally and things like that. She was doing her music, but she wasn't like popping. Like, Baddies did elevate her and take her stuff to a whole nother level. But let's talk about it. Like, who are the other breakout stars? I know you guys might say Taseki is a breakout star, but let's be real. Is Taseki, like, yes, she stood on her own, but at the end of the day, she's Krishan's sister. Krishan put Taseki on. She introduced her to Zeus. And Taseki, obviously, she took off on her own, but, like, there's not really any breakout stars. Everybody else is, like, social media influencers or people that Natalie know. And I just feel like I would like to see some average Joe people. Like, let's put some... Clearly, the formula works if Krishan was on there. Right? She broke out. You're going to pick somebody that's a star. But you got to pick quality talent. So, here we go. You said a lot of them don't have a fan base. They literally your average person. So, what are you saying? No, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So you're going to tell me the girls that Natalie put on that have been for Bad Girls Club, like, you going to say they don't have a fan base? The girls on Bad Girls Club have a cult following. What are you talking about? They be literally telling Natalie who to put on. Okay? You could talk about Tommy. Tommy had her own fan base. She was on there. She had her own fan base. Stunner had her own fan base. Krishan, like, I'm not even going to lie. Krishan had a fan base, but it wasn't popping to the magnitude it is now, right? Because she's been in Hollywood. She's been doing stuff for a very, very long time, you know? Who else had a fan base? I can't think of all the baddies off the top of my head. Anna Mac had a fan base. She does her singing and stuff. She had a fan base. A lot of them had a fan base before coming on there. So I don't know what you're talking about. You clearly don't know what you're talking about, because most of the girls had a fan base. It's not on no Natalie Nunn level, obviously. It's not on no Natalie Nunn level, but they all had a fan base to a certain extent. Okay, but even on Krishan thing, because who was on Krishan's cast? That one stripper girl she punched up in the sink, she had a fan base too. She's all known in the industry, you know, for being a video vixen and being on reality TV and things like that. I can't remember her name, but yeah, she have a fan base. But what I'm talking about, I want people that are average Joe Blows. I want average Joe Blows on the baddies. I want them to take it back to OG Bad Girls Oxygen Channel days and put some people on that don't really have a following like that. Like, let's see that. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. At least if they're going to do the two houses, I would like them to do. Now, they could keep the same format, right? They could keep, they could bring back OG Bad Girls Club girls and then some social media influencers in House A or however you want to put it. But I think in House B, maybe it should be average Joe Blow people and let's see who pops off. Like, let's put people on. Like, maybe they could do that. Like, let's not make it so it's a competition, like a social media competition thing. Like, if they want to continue to do that, just have House A, everybody like that. Then House B, put Joe Blow small people in there. So, um, yeah, Sky had her own fan base too from Black Ink Crew. So, I don't know. But that's how I feel about it. It really was trash, if I'm being honest. It was really trash. The girls was not giving what they were showing. They was not giving. It needs to be organized. But you know what? I need to stop having high expectations for Zeus. Like, let's be real. Zeus is known to attract hood rats. And it seemed like you have to have some kind of mommy or daddy issues. Because I don't understand why anyone of really class or even, common sense or good upbringing would go on there like that. To be honest. And I mean that in a nice way. I know that's kind of mean. But I just really feel that's the type of crowd. That is the type of crowd that they show. And I don't come from none of that crap. But I like to indulge. It's my guilty pleasure. But I really feel like, that atmosphere, those people that they have on those shows. I'm just going to say on Baddies. I'm not going to talk about the other Zeus shows because some of the girls on the Zeus shows, they're actually pretty cool. Follow them outside of the shows. So it just seems like the bad girls club. And some of Jocelyn Cabaret too. So let's throw her up in there too. Some of her girls, they seem like they have a hard life type of thing. But that's how I feel about it. You guys can watch it. You ain't missing nothing. Honestly, it's just a glorified version of Jerry Springer, to be honest. If you put all the OGs in one house, can you put all the newbies in one house? There's obviously favoritism. Exactly. That's how I feel. There is definitely favoritism. You could see it. And I mentioned that in my other Baddies reviews. I didn't like how Jocelyn was, not Jocelyn, Jesus Christ. I didn't like how Natalie was talking about the girls. Like, she low-key, that I mentioned Jocelyn, she low-key was, she called the girls, and it stuck with me. And I'm not no cast member. But she called the girls a peasant this last season. The House B, she called them a peasant. And I found that interesting how nobody checked her at the reunion about that. But I caught that. I was like, I know she is not calling these girls peasants. You said more adults than all that childish shit, but that's what keeps people tuned in. Then we don't care about it. What's really going on? We just want to see that childish shit. Not me or you, but just in general. Yeah, that's true. It is my guilty pleasure, for sure. People do want to see the fighting and things like that, but it gets played out after a while. Most shows that end up, fighting and things like that, they end up eventually like dying off. Like, there's no longevity in chaos. Like, chaos only has like it has a up, but it has a major downfall. Like, if you don't convert into, you know, start changing and things like that. A perfect example is, how Love and Hip Hop first started, right? Everybody used to watch Love and Hip Hop. Now hardly anybody watch Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has its time. It comes and goes when it's just chaos. That's why I always, when I do my reviews, I'm like, stop putting all the fight, like, bring, it's okay. Well, I'm not going to say it's okay because, again, I don't condone physical assault. But, if that brings your audience, okay, you have a couple scenes people fighting, but don't make it every episode. Have some kind of substance. Like this last season, for example, it was all over the place. Like, if you really paid attention and you watched the season, they dragged out a lot of the drama for like 2 or 3 episodes. they didn't really have any storylines. They were really fighting over stupid stuff. Like, it really, all the fights that they had, with the exception of Taseki fighting Krishan Friends when they jumped her, nobody, and then maybe the Smiley fight, Smiley and Mariah fight, but everybody else drama, you gonna tell me y'all couldn't have a conversation about it? Y'all really had to fight and snatch your wigs off? That don't make no sense. Same thing for, like Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer had to eventually tone it down too. That was another show. Everybody used to watch Jerry Springer. So it's just like, even Basketball Wives isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing either. So it just seems like reality shows that's built on chaos, like eventually they die down. So you gotta switch it up. You gotta do something different. But if we being honest, Baddies has taken over Zeus, and I know Natalie and Jocelyn, they be going back and forth who the queen of Zeus is and all this other stuff. But if I had to really compare the two shows, if I'm being 100% honest, who's gonna last the tales of time? Jocelyn's show will. Now, if this next season she does, if it don't step it up, then I don't know. It's just gonna fizzle down. But the reason why I say Jocelyn's is, and it's not to hate on Natalie, but if we being clear, I do like Jocelyn more than Natalie, because Natalie just be talking too much and she can't back up what she talking. I just, I got a love hate situation for her. Um, but, and if we being real honest, I prefer Tanisha over Natalie. I really do. I prefer Tanisha over Natalie. It was Natalie Nunn, it was Tanisha, it was Juju that I liked. Oh my God, I don't remember that one girl, but she was on the same season as Natalie. She was like Puerto Rican or whatever. It was the girl Flo. Is that her name, Flo? I can't remember her name. The girl that Natalie like tried to play with or whatever. The girl actually had a crush on her. I don't know if you guys remember that. She tried to play in her face about that. But going back to my statement though, honestly, like when you compare the two shows, like just thinking on the history of things, even Bad Girls Club, eventually they came to an end, right? Baddies will not be around as long as Jocelyn Cabaret. The reason why is they don't have no substance. And that's not to take anything away from the Baddies brand or anything like that. They don't have no real storylines. They don't have no real purpose. They don't have no real meaning behind the show. But Jocelyn's, she brings the chaos, right? Everybody tune into her because they really like her as a person compared to Natalie, if we being real. Like, honestly, if we really had to think about this, and I said this in my other review, the Bad versus Wild, if we had to think about it, people love Jocelyn. They love her personality. They love her craziness. Not to say that people don't love Natalie too, but I just feel like it's more like the fans will flip on Natalie. They're not going to flip on Jocelyn. Jocelyn has been through a lot of stuff, has done a lot of crazy stuff, and the fans love her for whatever it is. And Jocelyn's show, even though I've said on my reviews, did I say on my reviews? I don't know if I didn't review Jocelyn. Oh, yeah, I did. Anyways, but I've said in the past that I didn't like how Jocelyn talked to the girls. But if we being honest, that's why we like Jocelyn. We like Jocelyn for her smart mouth, right? And on top of that, it's a competition show. You see drama. The girls, they get into arguments, they fight. But also it has a purpose. The purpose is to get on a cabaret and to tour. And I think there's a cash prize too, right? The girls get a cash prize as well. So that's why I'm saying her show has substance. It has different layers in it compared to just Baddies. It's like, oh, getting to the bag, cute, clubbing, all that. That gets old. Nobody's going to want to see that like 10, 15 years. It's going to die off for a while. Then probably it's going to be another reboot. You know what I'm saying? So, you said, did Queen D get a ticket? I don't know. They didn't really say people names on the... You talking about Bad versus Wild? Honestly, they was giving anybody's tickets. It really wasn't given to me. But that's how I feel. That's all. This is how I feel about the Caribbeans. That's how I feel about Baddies, and it is what it is. I hope you guys have a good night. You said no audition. Oh, on the Baddies auditions, I don't know. They was giving people. They wasn't really saying people names like that. First of all, the girls was talking over each other, like from the judges to like the contestants. They were talking over each other, yelling over each other, trying to prove a point. Like it was just all over the best, unorganized, and it just drives me crazy how Zeus seems to like not be organized. I don't know if it's on purpose or it's by design or anything, but every show, everything Baddies, it just seems like it's not organized. It just seems like it's just chaotic from start to finish. But anyways, let me get off here. I appreciate you guys talking to me in here, though. I really appreciate it. Wait. Hold on. I do want to see this before I leave. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, you said a lot of stuff. Let me read this. Scottish herself, that was my favorite, no matter what the F was Sky from the past. And the Suki stood up for females in general. But yeah, it was a mess. You know what? I totally forgot about Sukiyana. Yeah, I love Suki in general. So whatever Suki do, I'm gonna support. I like Suki. I don't like her friend Sapphire. I don't feel like that's her friend. I really don't. And Mariah, the white girl, I fuck with her. Stood her own, even though she loud and what is that? So. But she's so little in a way. Stands on business on Zeus and the media. Who is Y? What is Y? What does WYS mean? YS threat. Why I ain't care for ET, but at the end of the reunion, she stood her ground in there and back. What? And back for nobody, even though she might not have right in every situation. She has her own. Honestly, I feel like they should bring ET back. I feel like ET deserves another season. I feel like she should be on Baddies Caribbean because Rolly is not going to be on there. So it'd be really interesting to see how she would hold her own on the show. And on top of that, too, I want to see her and Taseki get into it again because Scarface has been doing a lot of talking online. So I don't know. Some people, there is like scuttlebutt in the streets that she may be going on Baddies Caribbean, but I really would like to see her. I really would like Natalie to sit this one out. I think I would like to see Scotty by herself, not being a tag along with Natalie, and I would like to see ET by herself, not having Rolly by her side, even though they beefing right now or whatever. But I would like to see those two ladies to see if one, they really do have a personality outside of being attached to somebody else, and two, how they would act in a group setting with the other girls and things like that. I mean, Scotty is like a passive person. Like, to me, it seems like she always latches on to extroverted people, because she really is an introvert. If we're being honest, Scotty doesn't have no personality. She is starting to have more personality, I guess, because it is getting to her. It seems like she's reading the fans' comments and things like that. So she is starting to open up a little bit more. So I do want to give her credit on that. But she is boring, if we be honest. She's boring. And let's be real, she's only there because she's Natalie's best friend. Like, nobody really be asking for Scotty like that. Honestly, even though as much hate as Rolly be getting, like, I honestly feel like people would prefer Rolly to come back on the show than Scotty. Because Rolly actually is funny and she actually has personality. She mean, but she has personality and she's funny. You said it would be fun if House B. Oh, you retracted your comment. I didn't get to see. Hopefully, Anna and Scotty fight more. Mariah wins some fights. See more of Biggie and Taseki. Hopefully, the new girls bring something new. Ooh, I forgot to mention. So that when they were judging or whatever, I don't know if you guys caught it if you watch Baddies Caribbean, but Scotty was like mean mugging Anna. And you notice they were seated on opposite sides of the judges table. So Scotty was on one end and Anna was on another end. And I don't know if y'all caught that tea that I did that tea recap I did on the online drama. So y'all make sure y'all watch that. The Baddies, how there is supposedly allegedly a love triangle between, shit, ain't even no triangle at this point, but between Janisa, Lemmy, Scotty, and Anna. So apparently they all sharing dingaling. So allegedly. So I don't know. Y'all gotta peep how she acts. Like she makes like little faces and stuff. Like when Anna talks. I don't know if y'all caught that, but y'all look at that. That's me being messy. Like it's not me being messy. I mean, I wouldn't have nothing to say if Scotty didn't do it, but she did. Or bring something new besides fighting. See, you feel like how I feel. I feel like, like if the girl's gonna get into a little fight, my thing is like if you're gonna get into a fight, like it should be meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no point in fighting over something that could be a conversation. I just never understood that. I get it. It brings in the views, right? But I mean, you got to think about the audience you have. When you build an audience off of chaos, to me, those are not the most reliable fan base. That's a very flip floppy, slippery slope you go on when you build your audience just based off of chaos. They're not loyal. Those type of fans are not loyal. If we're being 100% real. So, like I said, I don't think Baddies will stand the test of time. Like I think eventually Jocelyn's Cabaret will take back over, but it'll die down. Like it has its waves. Like people are gonna get tired of seeing it because it's the same thing. Like even on Now That's TV, like it's the same thing, different things. Although I will say though, I prefer Young and the Reckless over Baddies. Yeah, Baddies needs to watch it because Now That's TV, Young and the Reckless, they honor something on there. They are onto something, and they go viral just as bad as Baddies. Von Barbie should join. Yeah, I want them to bring Slim back and Jayla back too. They could be in House A if they gonna separate the houses. You said Ivory, Cash, and Big Bully, Wet Wet, and Amber. I don't want none of the cabaret girls to go on Baddies. I just feel like you need to like re-audition on Baddies. I mean, not Baddies, on Jocelyn's show. Like, you shouldn't be going on to Baddies. I don't think so. I think they should go on, Bad versus Wow. You could do other shows on Zeus, but I don't think you should go to Baddies if you from Jocelyn's Cabaret. That's just my opinion. But anyways, okay, I'm going to get off of here because I'm actually really sleepy. I gotta go work tomorrow. So I will see you guys soon. I appreciate everybody that was in here talking to me. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you send me a like, okay? I really appreciate it. Taseki versus Ivory and Rolly versus Big Billy. That will actually be really good. That'll be dangerous though. So I don't know. But anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Peace and blessings. Love you guys.